Truly I say to you, among those born of women, there has risen no one greater than John the Baptist. Yet the one who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. My dear friends, it was a time where they thought John the Baptist was greater than Jesus because he was from the priestly clan. Zechariah was his father, and he was from the priestly clan. And Jesus, seemingly, is the son of a carpenter, I said it. And seemingly the preaching was, he was a veteran speaker. And he was he spoke so boldly. And people thought he's greater than Jesus even. So Jesus never wanted to penalize John the Baptist, no. Rather, he wanted to break the mind frame of those people then. So their value system, there's a problem. The Lord is saying, nothing against John the Baptist, but he is speaking about the kingdom, and the last person is greater than John the Baptist. So it means, so what you think, your value system, your way of perception is not right. You have to break it. When it comes to kingdom, it's a different scenario. You have to have a different approach. The same thing is expressed here when he says, for the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violence. My dear friends, the translation is wrong. It's not first suffered violence, but then forcibly entered, and violent men seize it. That's the translation. So violent men, they have forcibly entered the kingdom, and violent men seized it. So their notion is a fight. You have to fight for it. You have to. It's a competition. You forcibly enter there, and rather, Jesus is saying, kingdom is something different. It's freely given, completely freely given. You don't have to force anything. It happens with complete surrender. So it's not by your effort, by your fight. No, my dear friends. The Lord is saying, for all the prophets and the law prophesies until John. And if you are willing to accept it, he is Elijah who is to come. He is Elijah who is to come. Who has ears to hear, let him hear. So, for all the prophets and the law prophesies until John. And if you are willing to accept it, he is Elijah who is to come. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. So they believed before Christ, Messiah, Elijah would come again. The Lord is saying he's Elijah. But then you can't recognize him as Elijah. And also then you can't recognize Jesus as Messiah. So that's exactly why the Lord is asking you to hear properly. It's all his grace. His might is his power. So in the first reading, we beautifully says, I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand, and it is I who say to you, fear not. I'm the one who helps you. Your right hand is your strength, my dear friends. If you're a right-handed person, of your left-handed person, that's different. But then most of us are right-handed people, isn't it? So if you're right-handed, so what you need most is your right hand. The Lord is saying, I'm holding your right hand, isn't it? So your strength is going to be me. So your effort should be holding me, not anyone else. It's not your effort, isn't it? It's by your surrender that you are going to come to the kingdom. So what they thought about John the Baptist, their image, their frame, and violently they try to enter there. As if they try to violently catch Jesus. And then when he said, I am, in John 18th chapter, he says in the Garden of Gethsemane, it's me, I am. And they all fainted, isn't it? They all fainted, and Jesus raised them again. And why you force? Here am I. My dear friends, the Lord is saying beautifully, fear not, you worm, Jacob. You are like a worm. You are just a nobody. But then the Lord is saying, fear not. As long as you are connected, as long as you depend on me, you don't have to be scared of. The Lord is saying, I am the one who helps you, declares the Lord. You redeem. Redeemer, your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I make of you a threshing sledge, new, sharp, and having teeth. Behold, I make of you a threshing sledge, new, sharp, and having teeth. So the Lord is saying, you're like a worm. Worm will eat the earth, isn't it? Worm will just scroll in the earth. But the Lord is saying that worm is going to be a backhoe, a machine, which you shall thrash the mountains and crush them, and you shall make the hills like chaff, and you shall winnow them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the tempest shall scatter them. So see the power when you are in His hand. See the power. So John the Baptist and the kingdom of God separated. John came before Christ. The kingdom is realized after Christ. With the power of the Paschal mystery, my dear friends. With the power of the Paschal mystery, that John, those who live here, is going to have power, complete connection with the Lord. It happens with Jesus. That was a demarcation, isn't it? Those who live before Him and those who enter the kingdom, by then there is no one in the kingdom. Because kingdom of God, that place is a place where all of us would remain in complete connection. That's exactly the meaning of it. You shall rejoice in the Lord. When the poor, needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue is parched with thirst, I, the Lord, will answer them. So that is a thirst. That is your desire, ardent desire to meet Him for the Lord. I will open rivers and bare heights and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, the dry land spring of water. My dear friends, and they may see and know, may consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord has done this, the Holy One of Israel has created it. So when you are like a worm, then your God is going to use you. When John the Baptist, He has given him power. So it's important that you realize the values in a different frame. Because without Him, you are nobody. You are just like a worm. And the Lord has taken you with a purpose. So life in full connection with the power of Jesus is life of power and authority, my dear friends. Think about it. Have a nice day. May God bless you.